Hello buddy, Crow back again with another pickups video. It's been about 2 months, pretty much 2 months to the day that I've done my last pickup video. And there really isn't that much stuff I picked up. As you may or may not know, I am in the process of purging my old collection, so I'm not really going out and buying like games on a whim anymore as I was. Basically the games I picked up, I've been wanting for a while. And I just was like, you know what, I'm going to go online and pretty much buy, I think pretty much all these games I bought online. But before I get into games, I'll just go over a couple other things that I bought. First of all, from my last video, the update video, you know, I meant to mention, if things look a bit messy, like I got stuff on the pinball machines in the background, I got stuff all over this table. If you haven't watched my previous video that I posted, I think today, I don't know when I'm posting this, but it's being posted right now as I'm talking this. So Saturday, my update video, that pretty much explains the state of things around here. Also in that video, I showed off this thing, the EasyTag 102. It's a CD, DVD buffering thing. Eliminates scratches on CDs and DVDs and game discs easily. This thing was about $110, $120, somewhere in there. It's kind of like a mid-range CD buffer. Let me see if I can pick this up and get it in frame. It's still plugged in, but there it is. It's got the pads on the front. You have to keep switching out the pads. It comes with a ton of, like, let's see these compounds. You got one for heavy scratches. You have one for yellow scratches, or not yellow scratches, light scratches. Then you've got a a finishing one that'll kind of shine up the disc, eliminate all the minor scratches, and then you have one that's just for, where it is, oh here it is, just like a spray to shine it up even further, get rid of smudges and everything. Comes with all these little pads. I don't know how many times you could reuse these. I know these yellow ones, they give you like 100 of them. You could use them about 4 times each, it says. I try to use them a little bit more, but these are the yellow pads. You have to keep interchanging them as you work through discs. I have experimented with it a little bit on 4 discs. I need to like get used to it, like how it works and everything, because it did make them look a lot better, but not perfect. I think I can make them look perfect. And the reason for buying this is if I'm going to be selling a lot of disc-based games, I want them to look as good as I could possibly get them to look. Even though they may work, I want to try and get rid of all those minor scratches and everything before I sell them. Shine them up, make the buyer not have to worry about, well, will this disc work? Because look at these scratches. Yeah, none of that. I don't want anybody buying anything off of me worrying about scratches on discs. Again, I might not be able to get rid of all of them, but I guarantee that everything that I sell will work. Because that was one of the things, as I explained in my last video, I was going through my entire collection, testing out every game, making sure they worked. And I showed you the pile of stuff that I had that I couldn't get to work. Secondly, I do have a couple of Game Gears I'm going to sell, and the screen on them were not that great. And I thought about doing the capacitor repair thing on there, but I really wouldn't know what capacitors to get. I've never done anything like that, so I was thinking about some of the Game Gears for really, really cheap. And say, hey, these key cap work. But then I ran across on Amazon these. It's the Sega Game Gear capacitor kit. It's got all the capacitors you need to replace to fix the sound and the screen. So I got 2 of these kits. They were about $11 or $12 each, I'm guessing. I actually just got these in the mail yesterday. So I will have an opportunity to take those Game Gears apart, replace the capacitors, and see if I can get them to work. And then I can bump the price up on those. A Game Gear with very brand new capacitors working 100%. I think that would sell a lot better. Okay, before we actually get into the games, I got a couple of DVDs and Blu-rays. First DVD, I've had this for the longest time, for a couple months now. Mystery Science Theater 3000, Volume 26. This includes the Magic Sword. Let me put it this way, because it's, yeah, so I can read it, and it's in the empty space over here. Magic Sword, awesome movie, awesome episode. Alien from L.A., which is really awesome. It's with Kathy Ireland. Danger Death Ray. You'd only get that if you've seen it. The Mole People, which is a pretty awesome Season 8 episode. It has a bunch of bonus features, an interview with Bird-Eye Gordon, it looks like, or at least maybe but I don't know, I haven't seen it. It's just a bonus feature on Bird-Eye Gordon. I don't know if he's actually in it. So yeah, there's theatrical trailers and 4 mini posters, as always with these things. Next up, actually I've been playing that thing before. Well, that was weird. Wonder why I did that. Oh, he's waiting. I've actually been, before I started putting stuff on, I was actually playing that like almost an hour a day. A couple of Blu-rays we bought at Fry's Electronics. These were $2 each. This was one my wife wanted, the Fallen ones. I really don't know anything about it. She thought it was interesting. Hey, $2 Blu-ray, why not? And then I picked up Dante's Inferno, and I have seen this before, but I don't own it. But you know what? $2 on Blu-ray. How could you pass this up? Honestly. So yeah, I could not pass that up for $2. So now we're into the games. Let's see, what order should I do these in? I really don't know. I'm not going to do them in the order I got them in. Let's just do this one first. Let's see here. I realized I put this back in the bag wrong. So you'll have to wait for me to put it back in the bag the right way. There we go. I was in Television Dude. First of all, if you're not subscribed to Intellivision Dude, check out Intellivision Dude channel. Almost every day he does like an IntelliChat, or it's just a chat, I guess, through Google Hangouts. Now, I sometimes join that chat, and one time during the chat, I asked him, you know, I was kind of on the fence whether or not I wanted to sell my Atari 7800 or not. And I was thinking about it as like, you know what, they got Ninja Golf, they got Food Fight. I'm not going to sell my Atari 7800, especially since I'd modded it. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to go buy Beef Drop off of Atari Age. And I thought, you know, I wonder if this is any good. And I asked Intellivision Dude, you know, what, you have Beef Drop. What do you think of it? He said, should I buy it? And he's like, absolutely, go ahead and buy it. Yeah, for $30. I went ahead and bought Beef Drop off of Atari Age. Now, this includes the cartridge, and it includes a manual. There's no box for it. I wonder if there's a way to get a box. You know, the box is not that important. I just think it's awesome. If you're not familiar with it, I'm sure the footage of it is running right now. It's a clone of Burger Time. There is no Burger Time in the 7800. And I always wondered what a version of Burger Time on the 7800 would look like, and that's it. It actually plays really good. On normal, though, it seems to be a little bit more harder than what I'm used to. For some reason, I don't know why. Usually, even in the arcade version, I could get a lot further than I can on this version. So I don't know if I'm just rusty or what, but that is Burger Time. It was $30 off of Atari Age, and $30 for a homebrew game is actually a really good deal. And yeah, I'm pretty glad I picked that up. Next up, this is a game that I saw at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I wanted to get it, but it was like $10 there. It was missing the manual, so I passed on it. And then I was at Disc Replay recently, and I saw they had it cartridge only, and I was like, you know what? I want everything. I want the box, I want the manual, and everything. I wound up either paying $15 or $20 for it. It's Biohazard Battle. A very good condition. I bought this off of eBay. I remember, you know what's funny? I remember the very first time I played this. The very first time I played this was in Funko Land, and this was one of those games where I kind of, wish I had a Genesis back in the day, but I never had a Genesis. So, it's a shoot 'em up. I'm keeping all my shoot 'em ups, and it looked like an awesome shoot 'em up. It's kind of like got that organic feel to a shoot 'em up. A couple things I'm not really, don't really like about it. You get to choose from your ships or whatever. Everything seems way too zoomed in for me, but it is a fun game. I'm glad I finally got this in my collection. So yeah, I got the Biohazard Battle. Next up is a game that I was kind of looking for at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I kept seeing on Super Nintendo they had Parodius. And I'm like, you know what, I don't really know if I want the Super Nintendo version of Parodius. I kind of want the Saturn version. So I went on either eBay or Amazon, and I purchased this game which is, I have to read the end label here, Goku Parodius Da Deluxe Pack. Now this actually has 2 different games in it. It's got the original Parodius, which was an arcade game. I can't remember what year it came out. And then it's got the somewhat sequel, Goku Parodius. I don't know if it, maybe the original name is Parodius Da, and then there's Goku Parodius Da. I'm not really sure how the names work out, because I saw another listing, review that mentioned that the first game is Parodius, and then the other game is called Fantastic Journey or Fantastic Voyage or something like that. But then I saw another one that just listed it as Goku Parodius Da. Anyway, if you didn't know by the footage, both games are a parody of Gradius. So it's parody of Gradius, combine the 2 words together, you get Parodius. And I love it. I love Gradius, but I love it when they take Gradius and spin it all around and throw in crazy stuff. You have a bunch of crazy characters to select from that all have different power-ups. In the footage, I was just playing on automatic power-up selection. Normally, the thing with Gradius is that you pick up these icons that make your selection on the bottom of your screen advance 1. And you basically hit another button to select what weapons and everything you do. But when it's on automatic, you don't have to worry about selecting your weapons. It does it automatically. So you can select to have a barrier earlier, or a lot of options, a lot of firepower. You can choose what kind of firepower you have. But yeah, you just have, but yeah, on the original Parodius, or however you say it, you have 4 characters to choose from. But in the sequel, you have a lot more characters to choose from. The graphics are a lot better. It's a lot crazier. So yeah, I'm glad I picked that up. I think I found this for $20. Yes, it was $20. This is the import Saturn. It never came out in the U.S. This game is also on the PlayStation 1, I think, if you were to import it. But for some reason, I just wanted to get the Saturn version. I think the reason that the seller was selling this so cheap is because it didn't include the spine end for the CD. And I really didn't care that much about it. So, yeah, I picked it up. What is that? Goku Parodius, or Parodius Da Deluxe Pack. And then after I picked this up and got this in the mail, I was like, when I was looking up on GameFAQs, I was like, if there's 2 more Parodius games on the Saturn. Now, I picked up one of them. I haven't got the other one yet. I probably will order it sometime in the future, but I just wanted this one, and this is Sexy Parodius. So, I wonder if this included the spine. Now, I did pay a little bit more for this one. I paid maybe $40, I think, for it. Maybe $30 to $40. I cannot remember. All I remember is that it took forever for this to come in the mail. But I finally did get it. Sorry about that. It was building up. And it works a lot like Parodius, except that during the some of the stages, you have a goal. Like, you have to collect so many coins, you have to shoot so many of these creatures, and after you beat the level, whether or not you succeeded or not, I think changes the way the next level. I haven't really played this that often, and a lot of times I was failing the mission, even though I would beat the boss. But yeah, it's really fun. It's got a lot of great animated characters. It's kind of leaning towards the sexy end of the anime spectrum, if you were, or even crazier. I mean, the first boss is a corn on the cob that shoots popcorn at you, for God's sakes. And then there's like a level based on Castlevania where the end boss is a Medusa, shoots out these laser beams out of her eyes, and it'll turn you to stone for a while. Pretty funny stuff. Even some of the enemies are girls in bathtubs. I mean, it's really weird, really crazy, and really the kind of game you would expect not to see outside of Japan. So, I had to get that as well. I think that game is also available on the PS1, but I just wanted it for the Saturn for some reason. So, yeah, there's one more Parodius game. I can't remember what the name of it is. I'll probably be seeking that out sometime in the future. And lastly, now there was some guy at work, or a guy at work, actually some guy at work, this guy I know at work, one of my co-workers, if you were, wanted to borrow a PlayStation 3 because of this game. It's Journey. He wanted to play Journey, and I was like, you know what? I looked on eBay. I was like, you know what? This has got Journey, it's got Flow, and it's got Flower. All games I was kind of interested in. This disc was $25, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this. And now, after I got it, I realized, hey, wait, there's 6 games on this. What the hell are they? It's like Duke's War, and then there's Gravediggers, and then there's Nostril Shot. Yeah, Nostril Shot. Now, let's talk about the lesser games that are on this disc first. They're kind of, some of them are not that fun. They're really weird. Again, I think they're on the disc because I don't think anybody would actually pay for these games if they were like maybe $1 or so. First of all, I'll talk about Gravediggers. A really crazy game. Like, all the characters are like blocks pretty much. You run through the graveyard shooting zombies, taking the souls to the mausoleum, and then, if their mausoleum has collected 25 souls, it disappears, and then, another one appears, or maybe there's 2 on screen to begin with. There's lots of different weapons that you could collect. Yeah, it's a 2-player only game, so in the footage you're seeing, I'm just playing by myself. Yeah, it could be kind of a fun game. I have a 2-player game. I think it's up to like 4 to 6 players. But it's kind of weird. It's got really weird voices in it. Kind of really an oddball game. Then there's Duke's War, which is kind of like a strategy type game. I really could not figure what the hell's going on in this game. I don't know if there's instructions to read or what. Maybe it's in the book. Does this even have a book? Yeah, I guess so. Oh yeah. Oh, it's got a code in there for PSN avatars for Journey and Flower. Okay. But yeah, it's a really crazy game. It's, again, for 2 people or more, I think, only. And really don't know too much more about it. Played it for a little while. It was really weird voices, whatnot. And then the other one, Nostril Shot. It's kind of like a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, beat-'em-up kind of thing where you control this character, it can transform into another character, and you just take out waves of enemy. It never really goes anywhere. You never really make any progress. There's just hordes of enemies that appear. You shoot them down, ram into them, depending on what form you're in. Again, really type of game that's meant for 2 or more people. And then there's a boss level, and then whoever has the highest score at the end wins. Very, very simple games. I'm probably going to be deleting them off my hard drive. That's right, all 6 of these games, even though they're on disc, you have to install them in order to play them, which kind of sucks, but whatever. But all these games are really weird, really multiplayer-only affair. In contrast, in very, very stark contrast to the other 3 games that are on this disc, Flow, Flower, and Journey. So first we'll talk about Flow. Flow really reminds me of a game like Shark or Feeding Frenzy, but just with multiple layers. Basically, in Flow, you are this creature, and you basically gobble up or eat or absorb other creatures in order to become bigger, and then you can go down another level or come back up a level, basically to become as big as you can to attack other creatures they're a lot bigger. You can attack them in segments, and then once all the segments are gone, they'll disperse into smaller creatures. Then you can gobble them all up. It's a very, very beautiful game, as with the other 2 games. And then after you cycle through one whole character, you actually play as another character. So there's like different campaigns. And I'm going to grab a sip because my throat is tingling. So yeah. Very, very immersive game, basically. It's not really very challenging, but it's very relaxing. And there's not too many games like that these days. In fact, all 3 of these games I find all not really challenging, but very immersive, very relaxing. Next one is Flower. I really, really enjoy Flower. You basically start out as a flower petal. And, well, actually, you don't actually start out as a flower petal. You're the wind. You're controlling the flower petal with the wind, and you basically fly it by other flower petals. You collect, and then that gets added to your collective as you fly through the entire landscape and level. You're altering the environment when you do certain color flowers, like yellow ones might make more red flowers appear. Red flowers will make the grass greener. Blue flowers will make the wind stronger. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but that's kind of how I noticed it was working. Yeah, there's several different levels. I think there might be 5 or 6 levels. Footage you're watching is probably from the 3rd level because that's where I left off. I really like the immersive nature of the game with the sound effects and everything. Oh, you have to play it, but you can't be expecting a challenging game. It's just a game where maybe after a long day, you know, working or something like that, you just want to sit down and, you know, lose yourself somewhere. So it's that kind of game. And then the last game, basically the game that the whole disc is named after, Journey. You play some character in the desert, kind of, you know, puzzle solving sort of kind of dealy. Yeah, it looks really awesome. Your character, you know, everything looks, you know, it's like the other 2 games. It's very immersive, and you know, a lot of people praise this game. I think I might like Flower a little bit more, but from what I play with Journey, it's really, really amazing as well. The thing is, though, when you're connected to the internet, supposedly you can run into other people and communicate with them. I have not had that happen, but then again, I haven't played the game for longer than an hour. So maybe that'll happen eventually. I will come back to these games, Flower, and Journey, at some point. Not the other 3 games, but Flower, Journey, they're really, really neat games. And for $25 on Amazon, I would recommend checking it out if you have a PS3. It's definitely worth having in your collection. You know, maybe sometimes you just want to, you know, experience something. You don't want to really play something that'll, like, you know, heighten your stress levels or something. Very relaxing games. It's a very different approach to game making, for sure. And that's pretty much everything. That's this whole video. So after, you know, I fade away, you can see some more footage of all these games. Thanks everyone for watching. See y'all next time. Bye.
Yokoso, Blurays.